Yeah, it's, what day is it? Thursday. I had to think then. It's still an overcast today, but it's still warm. Still got the ceiling fan on because it's still quite warm. I'm the only one up, and it's 5 to 11. So yeah, I'm just gonna. Well, I've hoovered. Done normally a lot of my housework, so I'll turn this radio down. Love my music, but as you know, can't have it in the background properly. Lucy stayed in last night, thankfully, because the rain was quite heavy. Um, so she stayed in and she was on top of the landing most of the night, just stretched out like that. She was like, she was hot. She's on the computer chair, so we'll have a look, and then I'll go in the garden. Okay, baby. Hello. Oh God, look at that. I thought she was on the, well, she was on the computer chair, but there's some roadworks going on outside, a few roads down, but she can hear it, so she, because I've got the window open in the back room, so she can hear it, so she's probably scarfed upstairs. But I was whispering because, like I said, I'm the only one up. Reasonable time, like, but yeah, God love her, she's on the landing anyway. So we'll go in the garden and have a look around. You can actually hear all that. So with the window being open, she's just legged it upstairs, isn't she? Yeah, it's a little bit cool now in the garden, but it's still warm. Let's see, there's 4 tomato plants, or 3 in the greenhouse, and a cucumber. Just having a look around. Yeah, the fairy garden. I was going to sit down, but I've got to wipe it all. It's all wet from the rain. The fairy garden anyway, which you've seen anyway. And the bridge. Right, okay. I've got to get the snail on the wall, yes. That's it's been there forever. That's what Cliff made the well, not made, but did the bridge out of that. So yeah, it's nothing new to show you, and as I say, Lucy's upstairs now, so we'll go in. Right, I think I'll do a cuppa. Not hungry yet, so I'm not going to have anything to eat yet because I'm not quite hungry. Right, I've done my cuppa. Yeah, my mum was thinking my mum's flowers have not long put fresh water in the vases. They drink loads of water because a couple of times a day I'm changing the water. So yeah, it kind of reminds me when I was in the hospital with my mum, with my sisters and my brother. They stopped like obviously a feed and a water, and she was constantly saying, I need water, I need water. And the it was heartbreaking because we were watching her, basically watching her die. She was getting the food taken off her and the water taken off her. We understood why, I'm not knocking the NHS over that, the nurses and doctors' decisions, but it was heartbreaking because she just needed water. So my sister was doing mouth care with her, the solution round her mouth and that to keep her mouth moist. But it was just something Mum kept saying, there's a bottle. Oh, that's it. She said she was going to get out of bed. She wouldn't have had the strength. But she said, I just feel like getting out of bed and going over to that sink and getting my own water. And we were like, Mum, you can't. Anyway, she, at one point she was like, there's a bottle over there. What's that bottle on the floor? And she wasn't losing her mind was there. But obviously, she could see this bottle anyway, and it wasn't there. And then a bit later on, she's like, there's a bottle over there. It's been moved now. It's on there. So we're like, there's no bottle there, Mum. So we just left it in the end, and then she started asking us for water again. And like my sister said, it might sound a bit strange this, but because at this point she'd been looking, just staring past us around the room, and she's shaking her head and tears would drip, and she's like, no. And like, we personally think her family, maybe not my dad at that point, but her family, her parents and her brothers, were there trying to get her to come to them. And my sister said maybe they're thinking if we put a bottle there, she can have as much water as she wants when she comes to heaven. She can have whatever she wants. And maybe that's why they, in the mind, the bottle is there on the floor. Basically, come to us, you're ready, we're ready for you, come to us. Mum wasn't ready, she wasn't going anywhere. She's like shaking her head anyway. And we seem to think, as a comfort thing, we seem to believe that they were saying, you can have as much water as you want here. There's a bottle there, take it. Come to us. But that lasted for days, and then my dad must have come ready for her. And because she was calling his name over and over and over. And I videoed that, and I do watch that. And they just calling my dad's name over and over. Sorry about that. I'm fine. It takes a little thing to trigger a memory. Not that I need triggering memories of my mum. But that all just come out just talking about water in my mum's vases, how the flowers are drinking loads, and it just reminded me of my mum wanting water in the hospital. And yeah, so anyway, right, yeah, so weather update, it's gonna chuck it down later. It's very, very overcast now, so I think it's gonna do something. So I'm just gonna finish my cuppa and I'll go to the shops, I think. So I've done my housework, done everything I need to do in the house. So I'll just relax and then go to the shops and decide what after that. Anyway, have a lovely day. Stay safe in the warm, put plenty of sun cream on, because even through clouds, the sun's rays, they're still going to get at you. So don't burn. So catch us later. See ya.